right, that might work better. Welcome, guys. I have to readjust my whole setup here. My daughter had to use my computer yesterday for something for, even though she's in high school, she's already taken college classes and she had to do something with a video. So she changed everything. I'm like, yeah, you can change it. I'll change it back before my live yesterday. I mean, before my lives today. But of course, that was lies because, as usual, I'm here right when we're supposed to get started. And so now I got to change everything back. So I got to figure out what the hell. Um, Hope everybody's having a good day. Hope everybody's got their DEPIN weather stations telling them what the temperature is. It is 42 degrees in South Louisiana right now. And people are losing their minds because we have one weather model showing that it's supposed to rain. I mean, I'm sorry, supposed to snow for like 2 hours this weekend. And people have downright started losing their mind over it. I mean, it's like mass panic on Facebook. We got one crazy winter storm last year, and now people just automatically assume that's going to happen every single time. So I've been home. I actually got off a little work early today, and I have been attempting to fix a dryer. And normally dryers are very simple to fix, especially watching YouTube. Somebody gave me the parts I needed. However, I don't have the right tools for it. So I have been hunting down tools, going to all these different places trying to find tools. Snap ring, the little snap ring with the little holes on it. You got to squeeze it to open the snap ring up to take it off, kind of like a washer. Well, these got little bitty holes in it. The snap ring pliers I had, the holes with the little pins were too big, and nobody had none. So I've been fighting with the dryer. And fun fact, Miss Grumpy is very grumpy because I had to stop halfway through repairing to come do my live, and she's not taking it well. So I told her this won't be a super long. We won't be going to 9 o'clock, maybe 8:59, but we won't be going to 9 o'clock with this live because I have to go back and finish this dryer fix. So I'm thinking everything's set back up right. So anyway, so of course I haven't eaten yet, so you'll know I got to eat in front of y'all because it wouldn't be a good grumpy live if I wasn't eating in front of y'all, eating jambalaya. So no king cake for those who were here the other day. Maybe some king cake later. I don't know. Countdown music. The problem with countdown music is when I've tried to do countdown music, um, I got in trouble with the channel because of copyright. And then Jay Styles made me some music and don't know what happened to it. I don't know how to mix the sound with the countdown together. I don't know. I don't know how I would do that. So I hope everybody's doing well. Bull runs back. We should all be rich. Should all be at home counting our money. At least according to crypto Twitter. But we had a very busy day at work today. And got a couple of things going on. So I did not get a chance to even, I was hoping to do a little homework on some crypto before we started, but nothing ever works out like we want to. Bitcoin. Looks like Bitcoin is at 95,500. 13. So it's about the same thing it was when we did our live on Tuesday night. So it went up, came down. Salon's at $142. So this is the whole thing. This is the good and the bad with taking profits. I told y'all the other day I was playing this game. I cashed out a bunch of my goofy projects like my Silencio and I don't know, Demo and a bunch of albums like that. Put it all into Solana. And I was buying Solana at the 136 price, somewhere around here. And then when it went up to 140 something, 145, 146, I sold it. Then I bought it back at 136 and back and forth. And I did that 2 or 3 times, which again, when you have 7 or 8 Solana, and that's a $10 difference, that's $70, $80 profit. It didn't work out like that, but that's the way it's supposed to work. But of course, as it got up here to hit my trigger level, somewhere around 144, 145 or something like that, I sold 3/4 of it. So now I'm sitting here with USDC while it continued to go up. So that's the fun game when you try to time this market, you know. Apparently Peak has not got the news yet. Peak is at 3 cents. I'm still holding on to my Peak. It's almost too disgusting to sell at this point. Luna Classic, AVAX. Oh, AVAX had a big rise and then back down. Everybody's favorite XRP. You know, they had some news that somebody else was getting involved in XRP. Oh my goodness. We saw this one last week. $2 to $2.42, and then back down to nothing. So, I know one of y'all is real big in the ICP. I forget who it is. I'm sorry, but ICP must have had some very positive news lately. Here's ICP. ICP was going straight sideways at $3.10, give or take a few pennies, $3.20. And it jumped up, straight up. $54 increase in 2 days. 2 days exactly. That's pretty good. Even right now, it's holding at a 40% increase in 4 days. 3 days. That's pretty good. I don't know which one of y'all's in ICP. I mean, if your aunt says XRP to 100, we all gotta buy it and hold it, man. Nadix, Whiff. Adam, and Vet. I guess I'm barely up a little bit on my Vet because I bought that right above a penny. This is 0.011. Bought around right here. So I had a tad increase. Tad increase. What else? All right, somebody's gonna have to explain this to me like I'm extremely new to crypto. Imagine swapping 220 USDC to USDT and only get 5,000 back. Got MEV'd from a MEV bot. What the hell a MEV bot is? I would die. I don't know why you'd be swapping USDC to USDT, but MEV sandwich attack. Oh yeah, that's easy to understand. Anti-MEV. How do you keep this from happening? Anti-MEV and lowering your slippage. Bro had 100% slippage with no anti-MEV. I thought earlier it said he had 0%. I would never think about slippage with USDC, the USDT, because to me, they're both the same price. Is this legit? Need some of this in Minnesota to send everybody home. I don't care what side you're on. Just send this weather through there. Send everybody home. Everybody gets a restart. Everybody gets a refresh. ICE goes home. The people picketing go home. '53 bank associations just wrote themselves 6.6 trillion protection bill called the Clarity Act. U.S. Senate voting on the Clarity Act again has been canceled. There you go, right there. Look, who was that said that earlier? B13 SR says his aunt said $100. Y'all remember his aunt said $100. Even right here, Jack the Ripper, the largest stock exchange in Germany, says XRP will be the backbone of the new financial system. He also says XRP could be $7 to $9 soon. It might even soar to over $100 once the system runs on XRPL. There you go. B13's aunt called it first, and these people just backed it up. That's it. I'm taking all the rest of my goofy projects I'm in and putting it all in XRP. Of course, not financial advice at all. Whoa, go back. What am I going back for? I'm in the process of getting used to this new job. I don't know what the hell that is, and I'm not clicking on it. Trying to predict Bitcoin's move. Okay. Coinbase CEO just revealed live evidence that banks are trying to kill crypto. What about protesters? Look at my girlfriend. Iranian airspace. Multiple Infi's crypto projects crashed after X says they would no longer allow app. Nice. Tell you what, all I do on this X, I have two different X accounts. All I do on this X is crypto stuff. And you see that they still just throw everything else at you. The algorithm. And maybe some wrestling stuff. Man, this is getting to the point. I can't even show this on my look up Miss Teen Crypto. I can't even show this on my lives anymore. This is getting so bad. Where's Elon Musk when I need him? Oh well. We can't go over X anymore because it's getting too bad. I'm gonna have to put an X-rated PG-17 rating on my X now. On my live, I mean. At least my jambalaya is good. My Nero hit 800 yesterday. Wild. I sold at 400, which was the last all-time high. So what brought this on? Did this take the place of Zcash or whatever because of privacy coins and stuff? You know, when Zec was going up, Monero wasn't doing anything. And now it seems like, I don't know, I say that. It's only up 1% for the month, down 6% for the week, 7%. So I mean, if you were in right here at $55, you're still happy. TSEC closing its investigation into Zcash Foundation with no enforcement action removes a major regulatory overhang on ZEC, triggering a rally to $448. That was 3 hours ago. Miss Teen Crypto. I've said that before in another live. She's going to change her name. Well, actually, you don't see her call herself Miss Teen Crypto anymore. She used to always be on around the blockchain on the used to be the BitBoy channel. It's been renamed like 4 or 5 times, and she used to be Miss Teen Crypto. And somebody did a video with her and said she's no longer a teen anymore. She was in the gym or something like that. I don't know. I know she was in the gym and she found Jesus and God and everything else, and she's changed her life. But she's still in crypto. So yeah, we're supposed to get Quai is using liquidity from all other mining to Bitcoin script and compile to burn those to buy their token. So it can only go up, and the more who come online make it go higher. That's new. So who can tell me about somebody left another project on my comments on one of my YouTube channels. I wanted to ask y'all about it because somebody had a comment about 4D Sky devices being over $1,000. I'm like, yeah, don't disagree that that's a all right. So he says, with all your devices, you do great on Hivelo. Hivello. Anybody know anything about Hivelo? You can see I've been doing research on dryers, trying to fix my rollers. Crazy. There ain't much to a dryer. Dryers are very simple to fix with a YouTube, as long as you have the right tools. Stop joining projects until DEPIN does something. But you can't classify DEPIN altogether. You know, that's like saying because you have half the NFL goes, under 500 with losing records. That's like saying all the NFL sucks. They all losers. They all suck, and all the teams are losers. We've had some bad run on DEPIN. I don't doubt that at all. But maybe we just need to lower expectations. Maybe we just need to lower expectations. You know, it might get to a point that, hey, as long as we get an ROI and can break even when we buy a project, but then some other project. I mean, you look at what I got by selling Silencio and Demo and taking some, not all of it, not maybe a quarter of my GeoNet, and it was like 2 or 3 other projects. Natives is trying to hold on to my token. sword chain I'm waiting on. It was a couple different things. Like I put $1,000 into Solana. So it wasn't that bad. Tech Hustler is now running 4D Sky. Can't wait to see the video of him smashing that $1,000 device. Hey, I mean, there's a lot of positive people talking about 4D Sky. I don't deny that. I mean, I think it's going to do something. I just still question at the price of what those devices are. Now you got somebody on one of my comments in my YouTube channel saying that device costs less than $200 to make. Or you're paying $100. You're paying $1,000 for a device that costs less than $200 to make. I don't know about that. I didn't price those individually, those parts. I know that there's two different receivers in there. The main receiver is that programmable board. I forget what they call it, FXPGA or FPGA or something like that. Probably costs a little bit just because it's a programmable receiver type thing. And then you also have the black SDR that's identical to the one we're using for mass chain. That's in there. You got, it's a hardened, feels like metal case. I think it costs more than $200, but I don't think it costs $1,000 to make. Well, I mean, we know that because, was it Jet Vision or Jet, whatever it's called? They sell the Air Squitter for a couple of $100, but then you have to pay for the license to do 4D Sky. I also question, like I said the other day on Tuesday, I hate to just rehash it again, but since we brought it up, but I still question how many devices they're going to be able to get online at the cost of what their equipment is. I don't even know how the rewards work. Are we getting more rewards because there's less out there, or there's so many hexes get X amount of points and that's it? And it doesn't matter how many other devices are out there, as long as there's nobody stealing your hexes. I don't know. My point I'm getting at is some people might be waiting to see what rewards are going to look like before they go and invest $1,000. But the problem with that is, if everybody does that, by the time you get your device and get it online, rewards might be down a little bit or a lot. I don't know. It's all a scam on buying hardware. Hey, that Costco says the same thing. He uses that famous quote. I know I've said it several times, but hey, during the gold rush, the people selling the shovels made the most money, and the pickaxes. People who sold equipment for it. Look at how much ASIC mining people made. The people who built ASICs and all stuff like that, Bitmain and all them ones, selling those devices for thousands of dollars, thousands and thousands of dollars, sometimes over $10,000. Really think it costs that much to make that? It ain't just DEPIN playing that game. I had a buddy who gave me a bunch of ASICs because he was getting out the game, and I traded him some other stuff I had. And it was Canon, Kanaan. But with his ASICs, you had to have a controller. And it was a Pi with a metal gray case with a Canon sticker on the top, Canaan. You had to use that Pi. He told me he spent over $100 for a Pi. That's like equivalent to like a Pi 3. Again, this was years ago when Pi 3s were out, but still, he could have bought the Pi 3 for a quarter of the cost. But Canon made you buy that as a controller, and it's a little wiring and everything else to daisy chain all these ASICs together. I mean, so it ain't just DEPIN playing that game. It's whoever's making equipment for this whole crypto game. Maybe the whole crypto game is a joke. I don't know. I told y'all before, I got friends at work that make fun of me all the time because some of them just invest in, they got some little stocks on the side, but they've been investing in silver and gold. You want to go see what silver and gold has done in the last year? compared to what crypto's done, you don't. Problem is, why would you get into gold now with how high it is? So X-Rave, who is a member of my Discord, I appreciate it. We were talking the other day on here about helium and how helium, the $5 plan was supposed to be a forever plan, but as usual, helium changes the rules. And X-Rave is saying that people have shared the original terms and conditions for the $5 plan, and it says you keep it forever as long as you're a customer. Uh-oh. Oh. Has anybody seen any news updating this about helium? Helium's still going in the wrong direction. Wrong direction. The last time this was updated, this is the helium, official helium Discord. Oh, they made this to read only. I'm sitting here reading it like a goofball. So helium is only updating through X now. Isn't that correct? Discord, got to go on X and Reddit. Yeah, they don't update. They want to start charging taxes and how I have a free helium phone line for my nephew. And y'all gonna make me open up X again. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I never got a helium phone. I kind of wish I did for $5, or at least a SIM card, so I can put in a mobile hotspot or something, so I can run some of these DEPIN projects I have on buildings and in some remote areas, like I'm doing now, because it's costing me way more than $5 a month. That's for damn sure. Yeah, no. Only for free plan is only 1 gigabyte. 1 gigabyte plus 2 gigabytes if you use a helium hotspot, purely set up for gaming the network. So 619, let's say for instance, you were setting up a DPIN device in a rural area and you had to run mobile internet to it. You're getting some type of Wi-Fi device or something like that. Can you use a helium SIM card in that? Is that at least discounted? Or are you going with a T-Mobile or AT&T, Cricket, or some kind of service like that? Asking for a friend, of course. Or a friend who might be setting one up in Mississippi. I'm just trying to see how long it's been since somebody asked in grass when's the next TGE. Let's see what else. Natix has updates. Things are just slow, man. Things are slow. Wing bits. Slow Tom. Slow Tom. Slow Tom. T-Mobile plan they don't offer anymore. Jay Styles says Tello is the best to use offline still. Can do data plans very cheap and adjust on the fly. No contracts in T-Mobile MVNO. He's one of the 30 gigs for 15 a month. Buy one, get 150 off, then $10 off auto pay, so $750 per line. Helium has a $10 line with SIM card for B camera devices. Maybe you can get it. I don't trust Helium. Let's be honest. It's just using T-Mobile anyway where I'm at. But I don't know what the pricing is either. I have several MiFi devices that were sitting in the bottom of a file cabinet because we have upgraded at work from 4G to LTE to 5G and stuff like that. So get better speeds, but some of the stuff you don't need fast speed. I don't know what the plans is with those. I'm going to have to ask the person, if they plan chunking those or what they plan on doing with them. I don't know. Six one nine. Are you just bragging and telling us about the T-Mobile plan that we can't even get anymore? Oh, see what else we got. I don't know, guys. I hate to. I mean, you just don't see much movement on stuff. Mass chain. I know they're coming out with a device at some point. There's been really no more talk about it or anything like that. Looks like somebody got the new got a Shakespeare antenna, 5215. Looks like some pretty good range. I don't know where this is and what the range is, but you got a bunch of towns and stuff like that. So got the 52 Shakespeare 5215 AIS. We might be getting better than I'm getting. One of y'all was telling me that y'all were getting this antenna. I don't see the Amazon link though. That's only a 3-foot antenna. He must have it really high. He must have it on a tower, or it must be some kind of high elevation that he has it on. But 3-foot antenna to be getting that kind of stuff. That's a 3-foot whip. But I'm assuming it's cut strictly for AIS for 162 megahertz. It's not bad. I don't know how many of y'all messing with mass chain or getting into mass chain, but that's not bad at all. I think the classic 8-foot Shakespeare antenna was like 100 bucks, 100, a little over 100 bucks or something like that. Getting a 3-foot, especially if you can put some elevation on it, I think that's a pretty good deal. Especially when you look at what kind of range he's getting with. I mean, he's going way out here. He says 25 kilometers. This looks way longer than 25 kilometers. I don't know. Well, let's see what mass chain does. Max range 3 feet. Mm-mm-mm. But I running off grid. You know me for the network. Anyone still running their helium IoT hotspots? Yeah, man. I think I'm down to 14 now. Started with about 30. Um, Started with about 30. I'm down. I was down to 17 for the longest while. Recently lost 3. Um, 2 of those I think went down their own, and I never even worried about putting them back online. And another one I took offline because I wanted the antenna, because I've been doing a lot of mass chain. I'm not mass chain. Mesh core and mesh tastic stuff, and the same antennas for mesh core, mesh tastic work off helium 915 megahertz antennas. Y'all know, if anybody's followed me for longer than a couple of months, y'all know I used to run the layered 8 dBi helium antennas, FG9026, which was at one time about $150 antenna. I think they're worth $200 now, and they work phenomenal with mesh core and mesh tastic. So as I need antennas for another mesh core or mesh tastic station, I'm just pulling another helium device offline, and it kills me to do it, to finally start giving up hope on that, because I've been in it since 2021 maybe. But like I probably try to collect my tokens once a week, maybe. It's been at least a week. At least a week. And let's see what I got. All right. Oh, so it's been at least a week, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stations online. I'm trying to see if it would show me the last time I actually refreshed it. So let's say Wednesday, October 29th. January 5th. So it's been 10 days. 10 days since I have checked it. So 10 days. 10 days. And I have, whatever I just said, online, 12 stations online. Is that what I said? So I have made Drum roll, please. 1.65 divided by 10 days divided by 12 stations. 0.01375 is the average, because some of them I got like 0.2. 0.2, but again, that's for 10 days. So what was it again? 0.013. Not even a penny. Not even a penny a day. A penny. So, but hey, I know it's IoT and they've kind of given up on IoT. Very few of us keeping that dream alive. But either way, you can see why I'm just slowly taking those devices offline. You know, I took some off when I had external IP deals or internet deals with certain buildings. So I wasn't making what it would cost me for the people in the building. Now I have Wingbus stations on there, so I had to deal with that. But that's sad. It's just sad what that whole project is going down to. I mean, think about it. Even if this goes to $2, so what am I making then? 2 cents a day? $4, it's 4 cents a day. Like, what happened to the rewards? There's less stations online now than there have ever been in the last 5 years. Where are these rewards at? Because it ain't because of having. Because even right now, let's just say we were making 2 cents a day. So before the last halving was 4 cents. Before the halving before that should have been 8 cents. 8 cents. So it ain't that. People are like, oh, it's the halving. That's why you're getting so much less now. The bullshit. Something has happened to the rewards of that, and they have absolutely killed it. Helium IoT has good integration with other projects. I still have some running. Was thinking about turning them into a chia farm. Next halving, they're all coming down when the power costs more. But for now, yeah. 7 running. For example, Quake Core uses Helium IoT to determine your location and give you extra points. WXM uses Helium to have online work. And I'm stuck in that same boat with Demo. My son has a Demo device in his vehicle, so I had to pull one of my Helium hotspots from a host to give to him to bring with him to school to go plug it in, so that he can still get his, or I can still get his Demo to hit, a couple times a week to stay online. Because even though he's in North Louisiana, which there are some decent sized cities up there, nobody had an online. Even though you go look at the hexes show a whole bunch of online stations. He drove around, he had none. So I had to get him a device up there. It was crazy. We need massive amounts of hold hard drives for XCH farm. And now my demo is shit, so I don't use my hotspots. Somebody earlier said demo was starting to kill their battery. I have to say, and my vehicles are fairly new. I got 5 of them, and I have not run into that problem yet. I had to replace the battery in my pickup truck for work, but I don't think it had anything to do with demo. We had something else going on with it. It was, yeah. Demo. So, and they're working on the app so we can farm with our phones. Still bullshit on the project. Great ton of balance, basically free. What do you think about Nuba now, Grumpy? From what I see, tokenized liquidity team was in chat launch day. Make sure everyone knew how to lock off coins, but now they dipped. They went to mobile and developers agreed on DCA. Kyle, and we've talked about Nubla a couple times. I don't know what the hell happened with that. I kind of say the same thing over as I, you know, people want to argue with me because I mean, look, I spoke about it myself. Um, I think the fact that you got so much, whether you want to call it FUD or whatever you want to call, so much negativity surrounding this project right now by the people who were supporting it, like me and you and everybody else, and the fact that they can't even come do an announcement is sad. Um, I have not caught up on the um Discord to see what's going on. I have tried to kind of play around with my node because I know I'm supposed to go through the dashboard to get it running online. I ran into errors when I tried to do that. Um, I also cannot find on my Nubla. I cannot find my station anymore when I log in with my wallet. I don't even see my station, so my Marco's out there just pumping weather for no reason, unless it's unless it's behind the scenes working and I just can't get to it for some reason. I really honestly have not had time to dig anything more into it. Um, just on Mondays when I'm doing my update video, I'll try to go to it to see what it's doing. And when I can't get to it or it's not showing up, I'm like, screw it, move on to the next one because those videos take 2.5, 3 hours to make. Um, it's no secret that there's a lot of people pissed off with Nubla right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and listen to people tell me that the Nubla token crash was because of market conditions. That's bullshit. And I hate to say it like that, but it is. That was a straight. There's some. I don't want to accuse people of rug pull, but this drop right here is not just from people selling their testnet tokens. I'll say that and I'll argue this all day. Now, there are some people who can do forensics on wallets and stuff like that, and they know how to follow the explorers and the blockchains and all the stuff like that. There's a part of me that just you watched it with Hook to a girl and all them other tokens. Like, there's enough people in crypto that look at these wallets and these sales and stuff that know are there people selling tokens that shouldn't be selling tokens. I would think that we would hear something by now if this was the team or investors that were supposedly not going to get their token for X amount of time, who got their token and somehow dumped. Did they remove some liquidity? Like, this is a massive drop. I'll continue to say that over and over. But what it is, I don't want to accuse anybody of anything because I don't know. But this was 10 cents down to like 2 cents, and then now it's 0.005. And you look at where it's at now. Um, what were we making a day in Nubla? Because I can't get to my dashboard. What is it like? Was it like 18 Nubla a day or something like that? Somebody help me out. How many Nubla a day were we making? 13, 18, something like that. Somebody tell me what you're making a day in Nubla. And if you have a macron, I'm just the Nubla, not the macron, the Nubla Marco, whatever it is, the weather station. What are you making per day with the weather station with this? Milkman, what's up? My demon got so hot it started to melt. Well, that's a badass project if it's that hot. Does anybody know what they're making in Nubla a day? I don't know. Um, I want to say it was like 18 a day or something like that. So even if it's 18 a day, that's 4 cents right now. 7,500 days to ROI. The ROI. It's still $300. Um, damn it, Dave says 2483 coin. I don't know what that is, but yeah, I want to say it was like 13 or 18 Nubla a day. So at 13 or 18 Nubla, if it was if you're making 18 Nubla per day right now, you're making 4 cents a day. It will take you 7,500 days to ROI on that device. And like I said, I feel bad. This is why, I'm a YouTuber with guilty like not guilty conscience, but guilty feel bad. I just feel bad. I feel bad when we discuss projects on this channel and the projects don't work out for us. Hey, I know it's crypto. I know it happens, but still, I just feel bad because I was positive in Nubla. What I had watched in some of these videos with the founders and what I have seen, read in some of the other videos from other YouTubers who knew what some of the stuff they were doing behind the scenes and who they were supposed to be working with and stuff like that. I thought this project would have a little more, would be a little more solid. And this is sad. It's truly sad. And like I said, the writing was there when you couldn't get a wind direction, when you couldn't tell if it's raining or how much rain it got. Think about it. My weather station this weekend, we were talking about earlier. If y'all were in this live early, we they got a couple of models saying we're getting this weird white fluffy dandruff stuff coming from the sky this weekend. But hell, my Nubla station won't know because it won't know if it's raining, turns to snow, or anything. Right? That writing was on the wall. As a weather geek, I questioned how good this station was going to be when it can't tell me wind direction. It can't tell me if it's even raining or not. But again, I kept watching videos and I kept listening to what these guys were saying and what was going on supposedly behind the scenes with certain weather people and these weather associations and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I know it's kind of weird that they don't have a rain sensor, but look, if so and so and so and so are really behind it, or if they really are working with these certain weather companies or whatever, and they're doing weather gambling and what all the other stuff we were being told, screw it. Apparently, they don't need a rain sensor. I don't think this dumping tokens has anything to do with having a rain sensor or not. Because the other token, was it SkyX? I mean, the other weather station, was it SkyX, whatever it's called? Hell, they don't have a rain station or a wind direction thing. So $300 and can't tell me the rain. 12.43 Nubla a day. Damn, so it's even worse. Let's just say 13 for the hell of it. You're looking at 3 cents. $300 divided by 3 cents a day. I guess I should have showed y'all that. You got a $300 device. We're not even gonna consider tax or shipping or nothing like that. $300 device divided by 3 cents a day. You're looking at 10,000 days of 27 years. You have to really, really be in it for the project, for the data. I don't know. David said that. David said that's what Moken said. Moken talked to us about Moken. Moken shared the thing about the gambling, but I know some of the stuff I'm saying with the weather. Of course, Moken's gonna say what they're gonna say because they want to sell devices. I can understand that, but they also are selling multiple devices and they have to stay in business. So I don't think Moken is going to get into, or Helium Deploy is going to get into a business of straight lying to people about certain projects because You know, if Nubla, the project, comes in, lies to us to try to get us onboarded, then we eventually just abandon it. Then the only people it hurts is Nubla, and Nubla goes under. Helium Deploy has to stay in business. So while they might tell us certain things about certain projects, hype them up, give incentives to YouTubers so that we can hype it up some more. Either way, to me, they can't far fetch it too much because they have to stay in business to be able to sell you the next project, right? If they destroy their reputation and kill themselves with Nubla, when it comes time to push 4D Sky, nobody's going to listen to them. So I don't think they're going to stretch it that much. I think everything you're seeing right now, Nubla, is from the inside of Nubla, from the inside. I don't think it has anything to do with what kind of devices they were selling, what sensors they sell, or Helium Deploy or Moken or anything like that. It looks like they made some bad decisions, but the fact that that team is basically invisible now, nobody's in the Discord other than like one or two poor people who were just volunteers. Like D Vazzolino is a mod in my Discord, but he don't technically work for me. That's all I see in that one too. Like somebody said last we checked on X, Nubula looked like it just had some automated things going out. Let's all look. How's Nubula gonna become the default? Like this makes me think whoever they're paying to put this out has no idea what the current market looks like, has no idea what's going on in Discord, has no idea the contributors who are contributing the data for them to survive in layer 3. We have to continue kind of the same thing with Helium. Helium went from 900 something thousand stations down to 200. And if devices continue to go offline, people ain't going to want to have their data through them. Think about it. If you got packages you're tracking like Helium was trying to advertise at one point, you go on I-20 in North Louisiana, I-20, Interstate 20, there's no stations to capture any of the data of where it is, what's going on with it. Internet Brain at Nubla, CME literally trades weather risk as derivatives, and that's only one corner of the map. Now add insurance, grid, supply chain, AI. We're still, yeah, right. Like I said, like this is all. Like none of this tells me what the hell's going on with the project. This just seems like basic. Again, nothing to do with the project itself. Think about it, you could take all this stuff and pair it up with any weather service, any weather station, anything. Like it's just it's bad. Grumpy Dad, you keeping a clear sight on the bayou. You hope you're doing well. Well, I'm doing as well as I can be. Could always be worse. I keep telling myself, I'll always could be worse. Always could be worse. I need to find a new heart doctor. My heart doctor quit. It's funny how you get older, you sit in bed and lose sleep over stuff like that. Oh, I claim all my new will be almost. Damn it, Dave. Damn, Dave. Jesus. Would be nice if you claim all my new will be almost 3,000. Like, shut the front door. He must have been early into that test net for the $3,000. Milkman says, should they have, I guess it's about Helium Deploy, should they have some responsibility to keep up with the projects or just keep selling them? I question that myself too. I don't know who can answer that. Who answers that question? You and me. I don't know. I got. I'm not falling asleep on y'all. I promise. I'm really. I got like all these scenarios playing out in my head. Because while they do warranty their stuff or different things like that, is it their responsibility really what happens after like you buy their products and the tokens get released and stuff like that? Because if they keep up with it or they keep telling y'all what's going on with it, are some people going to feel like they can then return those devices if GeoNet goes under and like that? I don't keep up with their YouTube, with the Moken YouTube and the Moken Discord and stuff like that. I know they still do some stuff with projects that are already TGE, especially Helium, but I don't know. I don't know how we answer that question because it's not just them. I mean, we talk about Helium Deploy because that's who you know I, I have this discount code for. I don't make that much off of it, but yet 10% off for y'all does pretty good. But same thing even with Hotfix. I mean, hell, Hotfix. Look at what they did with just with Wingbits devices. You know, I don't know. I don't know where that line separates with Hotfix between the manufacturing process and the website, front store sales type thing. If that's two complete arms or if that's all the same thing, I don't know. I know I have been seeing a couple of my affiliate codes being used. I got an email. I am curious to know what is selling. I like to tell y'all that just so y'all kind of have an idea of what is being sold right now. And let's see. Oh, 6 days ago, we had somebody bought a BitX Gamma 601. I listen. I'll be honest with y'all. I have reached out to Helium Deploy. Seems like things have really slowed down there, even with the YouTubers, like in the group we're in. So I don't want my troll to say, "Oh, they just don't want to deal with you." No, it ain't. It ain't, because I talked to the other YouTubers who also deal with Helium Deploy. Things are just slow right now. But I did ask them, like, is that something I really should, like, with the way DEPIN looks right now? Instead of spending $300 on the Nubla device, do you buy a BitX and just play the lottery every day? Yes, I know. Before anybody says it, I know that you have a better chance of running into, name your favorite superstar, at the local stop and rob on the corner gas station buying a hot dog. I understand. You have a better chance of that happening. You also have a better chance of hitting a um solo block with this device. You have a better chance of that than the lottery because what's it, solve a block every, what, 4 times a day, 3 times a day or something like that. So every one of those could be a chance for you. Try to find them on the Helium Deploy website. Maybe this is what we got to pivot to. I don't know. Let's see what this one is. 6 days ago. 6 days ago. BitX Gamma 601 version 2.0. This guy bought one too, and I made a few bucks on it. Few. So as I said, everybody thinks I'm doing this for. Oh, okay. Let's see what this one bought 6 days ago. This person bought 3 BitX Gammas for a total of $285. So whoever that is, if that's any of y'all, thank y'all for using my code. I really appreciate that. All right, here's another one. What somebody bought? Somebody bought an air squitter. That was beginning of last week. Somebody bought an air squitter. So if that's one of y'all, I appreciate it. That one did help me out a little bit at that price. Like a lot of y'all. So I thank you. And then I had another one the same day. Somebody else bought an air squitter also. So whoever that was, thank you very much. I really appreciate the support. But Bidax is that something I need to start? $95, you know, maybe when my YouTube money comes in, plus the commissions from this, and I'll still have to throw a little dollars. Maybe I need to get a Bidax and throw it down here in between my. But the Bidax, this thing's only $95, but I thought these solo monitors were up to like $300 at one point. What's the other one? And HiFix doesn't have anything. Nobody's been messing with HiFix, at least the website. Um, Now somebody asked me the other day, and I know some of y'all, and even though I should be a good follower because I've been in for so long, but somebody asked me, I think it was yesterday, or it might have been after our live on Tuesday. Somebody asked me about Wingbits had a post. Come on, man. Come on. This. Any of y'all who have been in the Discord, is there any talk at all about this? Is this a new station? Is this a new? To me, it looks like a gaming router. Are they coming out with their own routers now that also, well, I don't know, but somebody asked me about this and I feel bad because I'm usually in the know for Wingbits and I don't know nothing. Does anybody know anything going on? Is this supposed to be replaced Hotfix because Hotfix had those issues? Um, I'd be very curious to know the price if this is a station. Um, sales have kind of slowed down on that. I want to say the last thing I saw being sold, and I'll tell you all about it on my lives, is somebody bought a combo Wingbits GeoNet station towards the end of the year last year, which is for $1,000, which I think is pretty brave. Got bigger balls than me because with the GeoNet having coming up in 5 months, 5.5 months, you know, I don't know. I run 4 Canon Avalon 9 S30s. I'm not buying any DEPIN devices. So there are other versions, more power, more hash. But this is what I want to know about when I know you're talking about the solar monitors. This is what I want to know. But if you start getting these solar monitors with more hash, more hash, and more hash, aren't you just starting to catch up with ASICs at that point? So why not just buy an ASIC and solo mine on ASIC? Like I thought the whole beauty and fun of solo mining was you didn't have to put all these resources and terahashes towards mining. I know you're not contributing to a pool. And since you're not contributing to a pool, you're not going to get hardly anything. And basically, you're buying these things, but the only way you're going to get anything is if you happen to hit a solo block. And again, all the people buying these things they're all trying for it. The chances of you hitting it. This is why I've never did a video on it because I know some of y'all and I know some of my haters and my trolls. If I did a video, which I probably will anyway, just for the hell of it, because I need ideas for videos. But I know if I do a video on those little solo miners like that, I'm gonna get flamed. Like you pushing this and it's gonna be impossible. It's impossible to hit but people have. And from what I'm reading, people are also using some of these solo miners on well my my live is way behind. Wait, I caught up. But some of these solo miners people are putting on other chains. And don't ask me what other chains because I can't remember off the top of my head. But I just know, like, you see some of these videos what YouTubers saying, my solo miner hit a block. And then you watch the video, it's like some goofy token. And I'm like, bro, that is the worst clickbait. Like, you're learning from Wendy O herself. Like, I'm not putting a clickbait title on some no-name token that you hit a block on with a solo miner or something like that, you know? But, you know, this released on December 19th. Somebody said, Wayru, is that you? So we don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this is... This is a combination with somebody else. This is a whole new device. I am very intrigued by it. Again, we know that Wingbits, I'm speaking for them, but you know, I'm assuming this is accurate. They don't make anything off their devices at all. They tell a company, this is what we want, this is what we want to do, this is what we wanted to stand for, whatever like that. And those manufacturers handle it. They handle the profit, they handle the shipping, they handle the issues that come up, and Wingbits stays kind of out of it. I'm assuming it's gonna be the same thing for whatever this is. I'm guessing the antenna in the back is going to be like a Wi-Fi antenna. I don't know. Bitcoin Cash, Digibyte still pays good. But only 10 a month. $100 worth of eCash last month. Anyway, I didn't do bad with ASICs when they were first first came out. When, you know, years ago. And those ASICs were fresher, they were newer. Did very well, especially with my Zcash, especially with my Litecoin miner, my L3++ that I had. Did very damn well. They're good. Did good GPU mining with Ethereum. I was making $25 a day at one point. But they just the hash goes up and it just become worthless and more expensive to run. But I've always been intrigued by the kind of the solo miner thing. Yeah, J Styles, look, I said it looks like a J Styles says, I don't like the router. I really do not. I say that because it does look like a gaming monitor. I mean, router. And some people have joked about that, but I don't think that's what it is at all. I don't, that goes against their purpose. I really don't think they're messing with that at all. I think it's, you know, if I had to guess, to me, it's going to be a new device because of all the crap going on with Hotfix, that they've reached out to somebody else. I don't know that for fact. I did, you know, y'all know I'm friends with pretty good friends with 2 or 3 people in that project. I've reached out to both of them and basically there was no comment. Because y'all know, and I've told you this before, some of them guys, some of them frequent in here. Max helps me out whenever I got a problem with a Pi, Ubuntu, Debian problem. Even if it's not Wingbits related, he'll help me out with some of that when I'm dealing with something else, especially like these mesh tastic and mesh cord stuff crap that uses Pi's. So, but when it comes to inside scoop at Wingbits, their mom's the word. Like, if I ever had to build a team, I'm hiring them guys. They don't say nothing to nobody. So, I don't know. I don't know any scoop on it or nothing. I don't know release dates. I don't know when we're going to get a real picture of it. Nothing. I know there was some a-hole in the Discord yesterday. I don't know if he's in here or not, but in their Discord, flaming them and just going off on them because they're giving devices to YouTubers. And they didn't, like, Helium Deploy handles that, or Hifix or whatever like that. And I just told y'all how Helium Deploys, we have a group on Telegram and group emails, all kinds of stuff with all these YouTubers and influencers stuff for Helium Deploy for all kinds of projects. It ain't just Wingbits doing it, or it ain't just Wingbits devices. Like, get a life, dude. Like, and I've always said that, like, you see some of these projects who start becoming successful, and then all of a sudden it's turned on. We haven't talked about this in a while, but I'm seeing again in 1 or 2 projects where let's turn against the YouTube influencers or whoever KOLs or whatever the hell this term is now. And I still say, when I watch the Super Bowl in 4 weeks, I'm not seeing a 375 AI advertisement. Am I right? Or you're seeing a Silencio advertisement to do AI voice and speak to your computer? No. How do you think people find out about this kind of stuff, about other projects? How many of y'all found Wingbits because of me? Not that I'm trying to pat myself in the back because there's other people who do Wingbits videos. My point is, how do y'all find out about projects if it's not from a YouTuber or an X person, like somebody on X? I hate the word influencer because I don't like the thought of me influencing y'all to do anything. We're all grown adults. We're all adults and can make our own decisions. That's why, we keep saying all the time, no financial advice, no financial advice. If you've been in crypto longer than 5 minutes, nobody should have to tell you it's not financial advice. It's all a risk. It's all a gamble. My eyes are killing me right now. This is weather change. It's 38 degrees outside, but I hate that. I hate how when projects don't look like they're doing good, it's the YouTuber or the influencer's fault. When it's doing really, really good, let's turn our backs and tell the influencers to get away. And oh, y'all just doing this to help influencers. Y'all giving influencers this. Like, what? I don't know. Healing becomes successful. Let's hate Voscorn. Hey, everybody knows my story over and over and over again. I made $5,000 in 17 days ROI on a device on helium. Bought more with that profit. And it wasn't until months after that that I found Voscorn discussing helium. And then he was discussing helium. He did his first video or 2 on it before he even added that whole channel to his Discord. And I don't know, does he even still have that whole helium channel on his Discord? Shows you how often I go to his Discord. Like, I watch all his videos, I just don't go to his Discord that much. So I guess I need to catch up on some of them. Look, I have a lot of respect for Voscorn. I know some people don't, and at some point he started pushing some really crap tokens and stuff like that. As part of his I call it hustling. Like, not hustling is a bad thing. Hustling is in busting your ass, because sitting on your ass doing nothing is not going to make you nothing. It's not going to help your channel grow. Could he have made a little bit better decisions, maybe on some of these stupid tokens? But as far as the crypto stuff, the dude knows his shit. I have nothing negative to say about him. He got me into GPU mining in ASICs, and then that's when I followed Red Panda and some of these other guys into some of the stuff that they were doing. But I knew about crypto from Tyler and some of these other ones, but the whole mining aspect was Voscorn. And so I have respect for people who taught me in the beginning. Some people don't like them. I don't know. But again, I would watch Voscorn and he would say, look at this new ASIC that I got that's going to pay me, $110 a day. It's 10 grand, but it's $110 a day. I made the adult decision to not buy that for 10 grand. And if you did, you had to understand that ASICs, by the time you get in, are already losing its value because the hash power is going up, or whatever you call it, the difficulty. But I have respect for the dude. Vosk has to be independently wealthy. There's no way he's putting that much into infrastructure too. Vosk, he was successful. Everyone hated him for making Conan Schiller. Like the whole Vosk, like, I will say, before Voscorn started getting really involved in a lot of this stuff, he had the race car and all this stuff. So he had to have a little bit of money to play with. I don't know what he was doing full time for work before that, or what at that time his fiance, now his wife, you know. I can't speak too much for him because I don't know that much about it. I'd love to meet him at a conference at one point. Just tell him thank you for helping me get my start, because that's how I am. Um, but I know some of that stuff that he has. This big, all these solar farm he's doing, and these what's he got? He's up to like 3 or 4 shelters now with ASICs mining and submerged mining and stuff like that. Some of that, like especially that big ASIC house looking room thing he's got, that was probably donated for the video and stuff like that, but some of it wasn't. I mean, who's donating a shed to him? Um, power, the power company running the transformers and running all that line to him, that they're not donating that. And I had a buddy who set up a sea can with a big trailer sea cans with ASIC miners years ago in South Louisiana, and I know what he had to pay for transformer and just to get lines ran to it, and it was 20 to 30 thousand dollars. So I'm betting, you know, if you live in a residential house, the power company is going to put a residential line in there. The line, the type of electricity he needs, they're not just going to put that in. At least that's how our electric companies out here handle it. I don't know. Sure, his business partner's not doing that all alone. That's possible. I mean, that is possible. Investors and stuff. I mean, I know he's got, like I said, he race car, and he changed some of the stickers around to his YouTube channel and symbols and stuff like that. Last time he buys himself, and yeah, he's always talking about 14 grand a month electric bill. Like where do you think he's making 14 grand a month just in ASICs? Like, I can't see it, because some of them ASICs, he's not buying like 5 or 6 of them. He has like one. Like when a new one comes out, is what I'm saying. Or gets a new one sent to him. Um, I don't know. I don't know if he made a good bit off of selling his house when he moved out to where he was. I don't know. That's his personal business. He doesn't share a lot of that. I'm sure he does pretty good, tax write offs, because he does everything now is for his YouTube channel, which I'm sure he has an LLC or some kind of business, for that. I keep looking into that and thinking at some point cover my butt, because I got audited 21 years ago after Hurricane Katrina, because the tax person we used was putting these Hurricane Katrina exemptions, write-offs in every single person's tax thing she did. And back then I still had a side business, so my tax returns this big. So look, it's my fault. You're supposed to go through your tax return page by page, but you know what? That's why you pay somebody to do your taxes for you. Well, this goofball witch was putting everybody, Mississippi had widespread Katrina damage. They're not going to come back and look at whatever you put. And I kept saying, my insurance covered everything. Do not add crap to my taxes. Guess what she did? She put the same thing down for everybody. And guess what happened? We all got audited. Every single one of her customers, and she went to jail. And let me tell you something. After paying what I had to pay and getting audited, that was my first heart test 20 years ago. I never want to go through that again. So with the YouTube channel stuff and everything I'm doing with that, and they have to claim some income, of course, taxes like that, you have to start, claiming some expenses. But it's like at some point, to cover my ass, I really just want to do like a full, like a YouTube, like a grumpy studio, where it would cover all 4 of my YouTube channels. So anything I do hunting related for the channel, my hunting channel, or my ham radio channel, or on this channel, excuse me, it's all covered. But I'm not that big yet either, so I don't know. Only minors. Only minors. Paint the corners of my minors like toenails or something like that, and start showing them on only minors. We always joke around at work guys, and look, I've seen this on YouTube and on Facebook and stuff like that. People always joking around that, hey, you know, if you tell your wife that, hey, if you feel somebody lifting up your bed sheet by your feet and taking a picture, like just go back to bed. You're imagining it, you know, because these goofballs buy all these toe pictures and feet pictures and stupid stuff like that. You know, tell my wife all the time, you pay all the time to get all your nails done. You should be just taking pictures of them. You just get your money back worth of it, right? I'm sure it's not that easy, but they always joke that it is. Oh, all right, boys and girls. I don't know what y'all plans are this weekend, but I'm going hunting, and it's supposed to snow in Mississippi. So I plan on getting me a tent so I can stay all weekend. But guess what? I ain't tent sleeping in snow. If it snows, Saturday night's supposed to be mixed. I don't know how many of y'all live in South United States, but from Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, parts of Louisiana, they're calling for snow. So y'all in the north, y'all are used to that by now. For us, we are in panic mode. Not us, like me. I love it. I love to hunt in the snow. Deer, where we hunt at, deer move like somebody kicked the ant pile in snow. So I'm all for it. But some of these people out here canceling plans, canceling all kinds of stuff because it might snow. They don't want to leave the house. It's crazy. Cloud1202. I sold my socks for $100 on Twitter. It's interesting. So Cloud1202. I don't know if I know who you are or not, or if you're in any of my mesh cord discords. I'm assuming that you must be a female to sell socks for $100 because my socks, I would have to give somebody $100 to take my socks. I don't know. What else? Anything else I missed? Oh, it's Scarlett. All right. What's happening? I appreciate you being on my live. Scarlett selling shit. Oh, Jesus. See, boys and girls, little boys, tell you, it's a disadvantage, you know? I think it's sexist that nobody wants to buy male socks on Twitter. There you go. So, all right, boys and girls, I appreciate everybody. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Y'all stay safe, whatever the weather's doing. I know my people in Canada, y'all probably, snowed in and stuff like that. So I'll be like I said, I'll be in the woods. Tomorrow I'll be traveling back to Baton Rouge to work on some miners on top of rooftops that we can't seem to get online for some reason. While I'm up there, I also do have to mess with a mesh core, a mesh-tastic repeater that also seems to not have good battery or solar or something like that. So I'm trying to get that done tomorrow so I don't have to go all weekend with that. It's been busy times. But I appreciate everybody again who's followed. Unless anybody's got anything else, have a good ones to say. Possible winter weather. Yep, I think we got some winter weather coming. Either way, it's gonna be cold. It's supposed to be in the 20s as a temperature, and also with the wind chill Sunday into Monday, if not Tuesday, also. And look, we're not built for that. We make a big deal about it out here in Louisiana because we're not built for that. Our infrastructure is not built for that. We'll have businesses that close down because it's 20 something degrees down here. So someone just sold 200,000 honey. I'd like to know how they got 200,000 honey. He must have been holding on to that for a long time from the beginning. 50 in southern Wisconsin last week. Now it's 10. Hey, we were in 70s, 60s, and then I think they said we're supposed to warm up to 50, 60, and then go back down to like 20, 30 at some point. I don't know. We're all gonna be sick. So, hey, maybe we'll have some information on the new helium. Oh gosh, y'all got me with helium and Voscorn. Hopefully we have some new information on this new device from Wingbits soon, because, like I said, that was almost a month that they advertised it. So maybe we'll get some news on that. Maybe we'll find out something going on. What the hell's going on with Nubula? nodes, different things like that. Maybe maybe I'll be able to get back into my dashboard. Um, you know, figure out what's going on with crypto, up, down. I haven't did a Saturday video in a while, but there's not really much to talk about. But I gotta go back and finish my dryer because I'm sure my wife is still being grumpy because I have her dryer in pieces right now. For those of you for those of y'all who weren't here at the beginning of my video, my dryer is in, not that there's that many pieces in the dryer, but basically it's completely taken apart. I got the big tank, one place in the kitchen, all the belts. I had to replace both my rollers in it because it was squeaking like hell. And I didn't have the right tools for it because it didn't tell you need these little bitty little wrenches for something. And I had to go down to my friend's house, had to go to O'Reilly, had to go to AutoZone looking for it. It's been crazy. So, and then halfway through, my wife washing clothes, and I told her, don't wash clothes yet because I don't know if this dryer is going to be working. But you know, she didn't listen because we have to get clothes washed. Well, now she has clothes in the wash machine, and I had to stop repairing her dryer because I had to come do a live at 7 p.m. She's mad at y'all, not me. So it is a Speed Queen, and I gotta tell you, all the problems I've had with washers and dryers in the past, I bought a Speed Queen washer and a Speed Queen dryer, and I've absolutely loved them. Absolutely love them. They're several years old now, and this is the first problem I've had with them. And it was just that the rollers on when the dryer was running, the rollers started getting a little bit louder, squeak, 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 squeak. And then at some point when we couldn't watch TV no more, we're like, you know what? It's time to replace them rollers. So I got a replacement roller, and because of how long the warranty is on the Speed Queen dryer, um, I went past by the place in A Meat that I bought it from, and the guy's like, he said, "Look, I can get you in later. I can come by later this week and do it, or I can just give you the parts." My brother's give me the parts. The dryer ain't that bad, so I got the parts for free. So just taking my, just gotta finish my live so I can go back and finish it. So, but I love my Speed Queens. A lot of us around here, friends and everything else, Facebook and stuff, we all went to Speed Queens and all of us love it. I have not heard anybody talk about Speed Queen, even at work, where our training center is, where they got wash stuff for like our gym and stuff like that. They all went to Speed Queens, and knock on wood, never had any issues with them. So there's a free advertising for a Speed Queen. So yes, Brandon's. It actually started as a trailer service. He's never changed his name, but the dude's got all kinds of like country store type stuff, and he's got pots and seasonings and like, if you look on Facebook, look up Brandon's trailer and they meet, and he's got the smaller little propane tanks. He's got hunting stuff. He's got little craft stuff in one section for, your house and different things. And the place is crazy. He's got all kinds of stuff. I don't know how he keeps up, but it's very, very busy. Very, it's the place to go out there. So, all right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for following, and I appreciate all the support as usual. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out, help the YouTube algorithm out a little bit. And I'll be back Monday night or Tuesday morning with a project update video. And over the weekend, doing a video for my outdoors channel. And, Tuesday morning we'll have that. And Tuesday evening, we're back with another live. So thank you all for watching. Hit the like button on the way out. See y'all.